Something's telling me that you didn't take that walk. That's all right though, because neither did I. Walking doesn't make you money, but this does. So let's get back into it. Now, in the last video, we went over all of the UI portion. So let's cover what happens under the hood. What happens when somebody clicks a button or inputs a form, anything of that nature. Usually, workflows are going to happen when something is clickable. So for example, a button, an icon, a link, that is when you're going to be dealing with workflows. Now, Bubble's been yelling at us for a while now to add a workflow, so let's go ahead and do that. You can see here that we have just one workflow. This auto-populates when you edit workflow of a component in your design page. So when we clicked Edit Workflow, this automatically populated for us. And it just says when whatever you labeled that component, so button A, we didn't change it, when button A is clicked, what happens? So when we click here to add an action, you can see that we have a ton of options to do. We have everything: account, navigation, data, email, payments, element actions, plugins, and even custom events, which we'll get into later. And it's going to seem like a lot. It's going to seem like there's a ton of things to learn here, and there is, but we're going to be going over those as we progress through this course. So don't worry about knowing everything right off the bat. That's how I always used to feel when I was starting out learning. There's just so much information to take in, but when you start taking it one at a time, chunking it into sections together, and learning that way, it's a lot faster and a lot easier to learn everything. And you just don't want to get overwhelmed by trying to learn everything at once. It will come with time. So let's look at a few more options when it comes to our workflows. Let's go into data things. So when you see data things, we're going to be using this a lot. So it's really important that you understand this, and that's why we're going to cover it in the next video. But essentially, you can create a new thing, make changes to a thing, and when it's saying thing, it really just means something in your database, a thing, a text, a file. Anything that's in your database is what it's referring to. So create a new thing, for instance, could be create a new user record with their information. We can also delete things, delete lists of things, download data as CSV, etc. But a lot of the times when you're clicking buttons, you're going to be changing your database. For example, if you have a form and somebody clicks submit, you have to update your database, and this is where you're going to be doing that, in data things. So you're going to be spending a lot of time under data, and this is going to be probably one of the more important sections right underneath your account and maybe element actions, which again, we're going to cover a little bit later. But I want to make this short and sweet just to give you a taste of what workflows are. They work behind the scenes. They're behind the design. It's what happens under the hood of the car, and it's probably the most important thing to learn throughout this course. It is what's going to be driving the build for your entire application. So let's get right into the next lesson where we're going to go over the database so that we can properly implement workflows and kind of understand how the two work together. I'll see you in the next one. Don't go anywhere. I know you're not going to go for a walk. Let's just go to the next one.